my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So today's video is going to be a Sew Hayley Jane unboxing video. I've got my box just here. It arrived yesterday and I have opened it and I've had a little look so I could have a little think of some patterns and that I can turn the fabric into. I'm really excited about getting stuck into that box and sharing with you some of the ideas that I've had around the fabric. It's a beautiful box again. But before I dive into the box and let you know what has come in the March Sew Hayley Jane classic box, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. And I am wearing something that I've made using the latest fabric that came in the February box. So this gorgeous viscose, which is in like a coral pink. And it's got loads of little dots all over it. It's a really beautiful fabric. I was umming and ahhing in my unboxing last month about what to turn it into, but loads of you suggested this pattern. And it is the Friday Pattern Company Avenir Jumpsuit. So this was one of the patterns that I was considering, and I have gone with that pattern, and I'm absolutely delighted with how it's turned out. If I can get photos, because I've been poorly recently, so I haven't actually been able to get photos of things. I've just been exhausted in the evening after work. And I've also been making sure that I have lots of early nights as well. So if I manage to get photos, I'll pop them in, but I will stand up so you can see what it looks like. It's really comfortable. So it's got an elasticated neck sort of, it's got like a channel all the way around, so it's elasticated. So you can wear it off the shoulder or you can wear it like I have done. I always wear it like this so I can wear a bra. And then it's got elastic on the sleeves, so they're a little bit billowy. And it's sort of a raglan sleeve design. It's really beautiful. And then it has got pockets. And then you've got a channel across the waist here. And then it just creates this billowiness here. And then I've actually made it sort of ankle length. So I'll stand up for you. On the model, it looks like it just stops just below the ankle, but I've actually made it ankle length. So it's really wide legged. And then, like I said, it's got pockets. It's really gorgeous, really roomy. And just really comfortable, and this fabric just works perfectly for that pattern, so I'm really pleased. I think I used almost all of the fabric for that pattern. So it's a Friday Pattern Company pattern. It's called the Avenir Jumpsuit, which is an easy to sew jumpsuit with billowy sleeves and wide legs, and the jumpsuit has you breezing into any event looking good and feeling fine. So elastic gathers the neck and the waistline for comfort and easy fit, and it can be worn on or off the shoulders. So that is what I'm wearing. So on to the box, here it is. I subscribe to the classic box, which is £35 a month. And within that you get 2.5 meters of fabric. You always get a sweet treat, some Gutterman thread, a haberdashery item or gift. And then you also get some fat quarters. There's a mini box if you're not sure £35 a month is the box for you. So in the mini box, which is £20 a month, you get 1 metre of the fabric, you get 3 fat quarters, you get Gutterman thread, a haberdashery item, the magazine and the sweet treat. And then there's the luxury box, which is £65 a month. You get more fabric, so you get 3.5 metres of fabric, and it's a different fabric to the classic and mini box. You get 5 fat quarters, you get a pattern, and then you get all the other things that you would get in the classic box. So the main difference is more fabric, and you also get a pattern. And that's the reason why I haven't ever subscribed to the luxury box, because I've got loads and loads of patterns. So I don't feel like I ever need more patterns. So the theme for this month's box is Spring Has Sprung, March 2020. So you get this lovely magazine, and there's always a little welcome from Hayley. So she starts off by saying, hello, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely ready for some warmer weather and for the spring flowers to start popping up and some much needed colour. Interestingly, this box actually took a few different twists and turns before it settled, and Hayley couldn't be happier with how it turned out. Beautiful spring colours, florals and other amazing sewing goodies. So one thing that was always going to be in these boxes were the fabulous seam circles from Jen of Generates, and I've seen these gorgeous seam circles. And I've ummed and ahed about whether I was going to buy some, so I'm really pleased that that is a gift that's in this box this month. The bespoke package gives you 1.5 centimetre and 1 centimetre seam line to help with tracing and drafting. And there's lots of handy tips in the back of the magazine from Jen as well on how to use them. The classic and mini fabric this month is a bold and beautiful cotton poplin featuring a large polka dot and flower print in either a blue, yellow or a pink grey. And then there's some inspiration in the magazine from Gemma and Laura. And then the luxury box has got an absolutely stunning viscose lawn with the most incredibly colourful flower print. And to pair with it is the Zoe blouse from the French pattern company Atelier Schmidt. I haven't heard of that pattern before, so I'll put an image in of what that pattern looks like. There's also a fat quarter tutorial from Tamlin, which is a handy gardening apron. So I look forward to having a look at that, because I think that could be the perfect Mother's Day gift for my mother-in-law who loves gardening. So Make of the Month is from Emmy, who is Sewing with Emmy over on Instagram. And she used last summer's gingham cotton to make the Megan Nielsen Durban jumpsuit. I've ummed and ahed again about this. I've ummed and ahed about whether I want to get this pattern, but this looks absolutely gorgeous on Emmy. So there's some information there about Emmy. So I look forward to reading that interview. Then there's 3 boxes, 3 makes. So Esther has used the fabric from the luxury box to make a Berda trousers pattern, 6966. The fabric is gorgeous. That fabric is absolutely beautiful, and Esther looks fab. And then Gemma has used the cotton poplin from the classic box to make the Nina Lee Park Lane dress, which is beautiful. So she's got the grey and pink colourway. And then Laura has used it to make a Closet Core Patterns CeeLo top, which is really beautiful. So I look forward to reading that. And then she got the other colourway, which is the blue and yellow. And then we've got the gardening apron tutorial from Tamlin. So I think I will definitely give that a try, because I think that would be a perfect gift for my mother-in-law. And then we've got some information about Atelier Schmidt. And then Hayley's little links. So the Marvellous Mrs. Maisel, which I have been watching on Amazon Prime. I love it when a new series comes out, but I do have to kind of control myself not to binge watch the entire thing in one sitting. So I have been spacing out the episodes. And then there's something called Lock and Key on Netflix. It's in its 2nd season. It follows the Lock children as they move into their father's childhood mansion, where things aren't quite as they seem after discovering magical keys that can prove dangerous. Sounds interesting. And then there's a book called It Ends With Us. And then Sew Hayley Jane has started doing some sort of chatty interviews over on YouTube. So there's a chatty interview with Louise from Ethel and Joan, and I've been really enjoying watching those. So do check out the Sew Hayley Jane YouTube channel if you haven't already. And then there's profile subscriber Amanda, who's been subscribed to the luxury box since July 2021. She's made some beautiful things. So Amanda is Mrs. G _ and her makes over on Instagram. She made some gorgeous things. Pattern picks by the Fold line. So we've got the Courtney top and dress, which is a Marsha style pattern. Then we've got the Sharon dress, which is Vicky So's pattern, and the Winnie pyjamas, which is a Merchant and Mills pattern. And then we've got the Makers Gallery. There's some really beautiful things in the Makers Gallery. So we've got some beeswax wraps made using February sketches of Paris fat quarters. I think that's always such a great idea with the fat quarters. And then we've got Laura, who's used a double gauze to make the Titty and the Buttons Lotta dress. We've also got Gillian, who has made the Merchant and Mills Florence top with the double gauze. Then we've got Sally, who has made some pyjamas using the luxury cotton jersey. And then we've got Steffi, who has used last month's leopard print viscose to make a Megan Nielsen Veronica skirt, which is lovely too. Lots of inspiration in the Makers Gallery. And then we've got information about what's in the box, some space for what shall I make. And then at the back, there's some top tips from Jen on the seam circles. So I look forward to reading those top tips. There's quite a few pages of top tips as well. So that is the magazine. Then we've got the fat quarters, which are all lovely spring-like fat quarters. So we've got a yellow one with flowers all over it. Then we've got one with a white background with flowers all over it. We've got sort of a minty green. They look like daisies or big sunflowers. That's really beautiful. And then we've got one that's got sort of, they look like seed packets all over it with an orange background. So I think they'll make a really beautiful apron for my mother-in-law. Then we've got an invisible zip, which is white. And then we've got the sweet treat this month is some lollipops. So I can have those. Although there's 2, so I might give one to Ruby and one to Lola. Although I don't like them having lollies. So I might end up eating those. I've got white Gutermann thread. And then here are the seam circles. So I have opened them just so I can take a little peek at them. So they are Seam Circles by Jen Hogg. She's got a website and an Instagram, so I'll link them all in the description below. They come in this really cute little package, this little pot, and it says Seam Circles for Sew Hayley Jane. So within there, they're absolutely gorgeous. Some little wooden seam circles. So that's the 1.5 centimetre seam circle. And then this is the 1 centimetre seam circle. So I look forward to using those. They come in this gorgeous little tissue to keep them nice and safe. So I'm going to pop them back in the box. But it's such a lovely little gift to have in our box. And I know that's going to come in really handy. And then on to this month's fabric. So it's a cotton poplin, and I got the blue and yellow colourway, which I absolutely love. And to me, it really screams spring. It really reminds me of daffodils, and all the daffodils are starting to sort of flower at the moment, which is beautiful. We've been taking the children on a walk around the school grounds to have a look for signs of spring. And we've been doing some still life drawing of flowers. And I'm going to take in some daffodils next week for them to have a go at drawing and painting as well. So I've got 2.5 metres of this gorgeous fabric. So here it is. It's a cotton poplin, but it actually feels quite light, like a cotton lawn, and it feels quite silky. Let me hold it up and see what the drape is like. There's a little bit of movement to it, a little bit of drape, not a huge amount. I absolutely love those giant circles with the flowers all over it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But yes, I absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I think it definitely screams spring/summer. So I've been having a little think of patterns, and I think I'm settled on what pattern I'm going to use this for, but I thought I'd talk through a couple of patterns. I've only got the pattern that I'm going to use in front of me, but for all of the patterns I mentioned, I've got the measurements because I know that's helpful to know, and I will put in pictures of what the patterns look like just in case you haven't seen them. So the first pattern that sort of sprung to mind is one of my favourite dress patterns, and it's the Deer and Doe Myosotis dress, which comes in sizes 34 to 52. So for a 34, it's a bust measurement of 31 7/8 of an inch. For waist measurement, it's 23 5/8 of an inch, and a hip measurement of 33 7/8 of an inch. And then for a 52, it's a 48 3/8 of an inch bust measurement, 40 1/8 of an inch waist measurement. For a hip measurement, it's 50 3/8 of an inch measurement. I've sewn up so many of the Deer and Doe Myosotis dresses in poplin, so I know that it works really nicely. It's got gorgeous ruffle on the sleeve and a gorgeous ruffle on the hem, and the poplin just works really well with that gathering. It's quite a relaxed fit dress, so for that reason it works really well with the cotton poplin as well. It's got a button placket down the front, and it's got this really gentle sort of V neckline. It's really beautiful, and then you've got the option. I've done it where I've omitted this before, but it's got a little collar on it as well. It's a really beautiful dress. It's also got the option for pockets if you want to, and it's got 2 different skirt lengths, so you can either choose to have a knee-length skirt with no ruffle, or you can add the ruffle as well. So that's the first thought for this fabric. The second dress pattern that I was thinking of was the Titty and the Buttons Indigo Dress, and again I've used cotton poplin to sew up that dress before, so I know that it works really well with a cotton poplin. I would probably sew up the Indigo dress that's got the add-on pack. So the add-on pack's got the button-down placket going down the back, and then you've also got the option to add on a ruffle on the bottom. So I think if I was to use this fabric, I would use the add-on pack version. And then the Indigo dress comes in sizes UK 6 to 34. For a UK size 6, it's a bust measurement of 30 inches, a waist measurement of 24 inches, and a hip measurement of 33 inches. And then for a UK 34, it's a high bust measurement of 56 inches, a bust measurement of 60 inches, a waist measurement of 53 inches, and a hip measurement of 61 inches. And again, I think this would work really beautifully with the Indigo dress, kind of like a midi length if you use the add-on pack to add that ruffle on the bottom. And again, I think this would just look beautiful with that ruffle on the bottom. And then the other pattern I was thinking of is another firm favourite of mine, and it's the Anna Allen Amphia blouse and dress. And I think this fabric would work beautifully with either of those styles, either the blouse or the dress. I think because I've got 2.5 metres, I would be more inclined to sew up the dress version, and I think this would work beautifully with that gorgeous sort of puff sleeve. So the Anthea dress would work beautifully with this fabric. So the next pattern I was thinking about using for this gorgeous fabric was a firm favourite of mine, which is the Anna Allen Amphia blouse. You can either sew it up in a blouse or you can sew it up in a dress. That comes in sizes 00 to 22. So for a 00, it's a 31-inch bust measurement, a 24-inch waist measurement and a 34-inch hip measurement. And then for a 22, it's a 48-inch bust measurement, 41-inch waist measurement and 51-inch hip measurement. I've sewn that pattern up quite a lot recently. I've sewn it up using a cotton lawn, and I've also sewn it up using a poplin, so I know that this would work beautifully with that pattern, and I think just that beautiful puff sleeve would look absolutely stunning in this fabric with that print. And then the final pattern that I was thinking of is an I Am Patterns, which is the Irma blouse and dress. I bought this pattern ages ago. I've talked about it in one of my pattern and fabric hauls, but for some reason I just haven't got round to sewing it up. I've seen so many beautiful versions over on Instagram, so it is a pattern that I'm really keen to give a try, and I think this fabric would work beautifully for that pattern. So I have got the pattern in front of me, but I just thought I'd let you know about the sizes first. It comes in sizes 34 to 52. So for a 34, it's a bust measurement of 30 3/4 inches, a waist measurement of 22 7/8 of an inch, and then a hip measurement of 33 inches. And then for a 52, it's a 44 7/8 of an inch bust measurement, 37-inch waist measurement, and 47 1/4 inch hip measurement. So I've got the pattern here. So I just thought I'd show you the booklet. So this is what it looks like. You've got this gorgeous sort of waterfall hem on the dress, and you've also got that on the blouse. There are different sleeve lengths as well. You can do sleeves with a placket, or I think this one is just gathered into a cuff. I haven't actually looked at it in a huge amount of detail, but that's what the line drawings look like. So let's have a look. So it will describe what they are. So view A is a dress with classic sleeves. So it looks like they have got the placket. I don't know if you can see there. View B is a shirt with classic sleeves, and it's got the yoke on the back as well. View C is the dress with bishop sleeves, which I absolutely love. I love voluminous sleeves at the moment. And then view D is the shirt with the bishop sleeves as well. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend a poplin, a viscose, lightweight denim, crepe, viscose polyester wool, washed linen, chambray, wax, flannel, lightweight cotton twill, lightweight woolen fabric, and lightweight jacquard. So I think, I don't know if I've got enough fabric to sew up the dress. So let's see how much fabric they say you need. So if I was going to sew up view C with the bishop sleeves, then it says that you need just over 3 yards of fabric. I might have enough to cut it out with 2.5 meters. We'll see. Otherwise I might end up doing the dress with the classic sleeves. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's a pattern that I've had for ages, and I think I've just been waiting for the right fabric to come along. I knew when I was sewing up or attempting to sew up this pattern, I wanted to try a stable fabric first. I've seen some beautiful versions that work with a really drapey fabric like a viscose, and I think this hem would just look absolutely gorgeous with a viscose. But I think it looks like there's quite a few fiddly aspects to this pattern. So I think this is what I'm going to use this fabric for. I think I'm going to sew up the I Am Irma, and hopefully I'll have enough to sew up the dress. And by using a cotton poplin, which is quite a stable fabric, hopefully it'll be a little bit more straightforward to sew it up. And then once I've had a go at using a poplin, I've got some viscose fabrics in my stash that I think would work beautifully as an I Am Irma. So I'm going to use this as almost like a toile, but a wearable toile, because I think it should fit me nicely and it should work beautifully. And I think this will make a really stunning I Am Irma shirt dress. So I think, I'm 99.9% certain that's what I'm going to use this fabric for. I have got some other patterns that I've written down that I think would work really nicely with that fabric. The Kokawawa Patterns Raspberry Jumpsuit would work beautifully in this fabric, and that's got shearing on the bodice, and I've sewn that up quite a few times before. I think this would make a really fun raspberry jumpsuit. The Waves and Wild Heyday dungarees, I think a nice lightweight spring summer pair using this fabric, I think that would work beautifully. And then the Closet Core Cali shirt or shirt dress would work beautifully in that poplin as well. And if it's your first sort of try at sewing up a shirt, using a cotton poplin, it's quite a stable fabric, would make it a little bit easier for you if you wanted to tackle a shirt pattern using this beautiful cotton poplin. So I think I'm going to use the I Am Irma pattern for my cotton poplin. Do let me know in the comments below if you've got this fabric and what you're going to turn it into. I always love to hear what other people are going to turn it into. Thank you as always for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button because you'll get notified of when I bring out my next video. I've mapped out the next 5 or 6 and I've got a couple of tutorials coming along. So I've got the pearl hack that I did, the Tilly and the Buttons pearl cardigan, and I hacked it into a dress. So in the middle of sewing that up and filming the process and talking about how I drafted the pattern pieces. And then I've got a vlog coming out where I talk about how I can fit a sagebrush, I can cut a sagebrush top out of a metre, and how I can cut an Anthea top out of a metre as well. So if you haven't subscribed, do hit the subscribe button because you'll get notified of when I bring out those videos. I always bring out a Sunday sewing catch-up video, although I've been poorly for the last couple of weeks, so I have missed them, but I'll be back with those videos regularly. Thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.